Rough Edge FM. Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
From the land of lemons, magic, and neighbors who still wave, it's Voices of the Valley. Join hosts Jim and John as they shine a spotlight on local businesses, city council news, community events, and all the colorful characters that make the Santa Clara River Valley feel like home. From Santa Paula to Fillmore and Peru, this is your hometown podcast, Voices of the Valley.
All right. Hey, you notice that picture of us? We look pretty good.
That was how many years ago?
It was a little while ago.
Yeah, we've kind of.
But we look pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think we both put on a little weight since then.
Yeah. COVID weight. There you go. From back in the day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because I'm looking at my cheeks now, and
that picture's at least 8 years, 7 years, 8 years.
Mine is at least that. It was when we were in Ventura at the big building.
Yeah, I think that was.
It was like 2014.
I think that was a picture when I first started with the chamber. It was one of the. Or no, actually, that was when I was first president of Rotary. Yeah, so it was 2019. I think it was.
Was it
2018 or 19 was when I took it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All righty. So we had our first segment with 10 minutes with Tim.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, went about what 18 minutes
plus minutes. So
yeah,
we gotta back that off a little bit.
3 minutes went a little long.
Well, there was a lot of questions that were coming at him.
Yeah,
so
I know.
think that was on you extending that.
I did.
Because he had I saw he had his notebook, and
he could have just rattled it off, and we could have been done.
Let him do his thing, then ask questions.
Yeah,
don't.
I shouldn't have moderated.
Yeah, that's part of the challenge. Yeah, okay.
I need to let him just have his segment, but I know he really wanted to have it said before their meeting, and but
it was good. I mean, on some of the stuff, and you know, I mean, he made some great points about cannabis, and I think that's all valid points and some things you got to consider. You know?
So Tim said he said way too many times.
We all do that. We all do that. That's how it happens.
Yeah. When I perform, I consciously before I go on stage, like 5 minutes before I go on, I constantly say, stay away from the pause words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, enunciate, talk slowly and clearly. And, you know, so I kind of rattle through that in my brain. So it's the last thing I do.
And that's hard to do because your brain's really thinking pretty fast, faster than your mouth probably.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do these fillers.
And my fillers is, so basically.
Yeah. That's right. You do say that a lot.
That's my killer. So
I say yeah a lot. I think that's my filler word.
So I use the word so
is another one. Yeah.
And I say so basically. And try to go to the whole show without using your fill. So the basic, so basically, and so.
Mm-hmm. We'll try it.
We're going to be a complete mess.
Yeah.
We will like totally trip over everything we say.
A lot of dead air.
Yes. Anyways.
There you go. There's another one. Okay.
Let's start with city council news. So Santa Paula had their city council meeting yesterday, which because we are doing this show on Thursday, one day later than we normally do, we actually have the opportunity to talk about what took place.
Yeah.
One of the things, public comments, there were a few people who got up and made public comments about the street closures with regards to putting small vendors, what do they call those kind of vendors?
The pop-up vendors.
Pop-up vendors.
Yeah, home-based businesses. Yeah.
So they're talking about doing an event on December 13th.
Yes.
And it would close from 8th Street to Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some businesses that there are restaurants because it's going to have food trucks, and there are stores that are upset because it's going to have pop-up vendors. And, you know, they had some good complaints as far as the fact that a lot of them aren't paying sales tax. So they're not contributing to the city's economic growth.
That they know of.
Yeah. Like, for example, If we happen to do a booth, I mean, we would be paying sales tax because we also have a storefront.
But that's your prerogative to do that.
Yes.
You can easily say, I'm not going to pay a sales tax, and who's going to, I mean, nobody can tell you to do that. That's your choice to do that.
Yeah. But if you don't do it, you're technically in violation of your resale certificate.
But you never know who's paying and who's not.
Right.
Know? I mean, you could say that about stores, downtown or anywhere in the community. Are they paying their fair share of taxes as well? Because there's a lot of businesses that do cash only.
Mm-hmm.
And, downtown's a great example. There's several businesses downtown that they're doing a lot of cash. Well, you have to hope that they report all that.
Right.
So you don't know. I mean, you can always assume all these things are going to happen, but the businesses need to focus on their business and not worry so much about what the next business is doing, because you don't know their situation.
Yeah, it's a tough call, because in one hand you're saying, hey, we're bringing all these people down to the downtown.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you're saying, well, you're bringing up all these pop-up vendors that are competing directly with those vendors in the downtown. Mm-hmm. So it would be interesting to kind of I wish there was a way we could do some analytics to say, if that pop-up wasn't there, what would your business have done in business? And with that pop-up being there, what has your business done in business?
There is, the city does have ways to track that. Program that I've actually been able to look at as well when I was with the chamber, and it can tell you as far as activity within those areas during certain times of the year. It's based on your phone activity.
Okay.
Can't get exact as far as what you spend, but it's phone activity. And when I pulled it up last year when we were reviewing all the events and stuff, what was traffic wise within those areas, the highest amount of people in those downtown areas when there was an event.
Right.
Cruise nights, huge spike in that. Biggest spike last year was the parade. By far, the night parade was by far the biggest attended, biggest amount of people in that downtown area on that one day. So there is a way to track it. There is some analytics.
Right.
It's not exact, but you can at least, unless you have everybody give their sales numbers.
Right.
But for the most part, you can track that activity that's going on downtown.
It would be interesting to be able to excuse me, to be able to go in and say, all right, so these 10 businesses, when they had the Christmas parade, mm-hmm. ended up exceeding their sales by X number of dollars because they did things to bring people in, versus these businesses suffered from it. But what did they do differently than the businesses who exceeded? It would be interesting to be able to look at that, because right now it's hard to give the argument that it's not hurting you, it's helping you. Yeah. Because you can't quantify it.
Yeah. I know when I was overseeing the chamber, that was always a challenge to kind of get that right balance of everything. Because you need events in the downtown area to attract people, to bring people, to get them to learn about what the downtown is. You don't have any events or anything downtown, it's going to be quiet. You see a lot of other downtowns, they don't have events, it's going to be quiet. Look at Ventura. They close the street. They have events all the time downtown, but it's bringing people to downtown there. So I don't know if the businesses are doing well or who's doing well, but for the most part, they've made it a point to keep that closed, to have more events and more things going on down there, and that's helping them. When we don't have events here,
and by the way, you do have businesses there that say the street closures hurt them.
Exactly. So you're going to have a balance of that too.
Yeah,
you're going to have some
the majority of them, they say it's been wonderful.
Yeah, because it's bringing people.
Yeah.
I mean, on a weekend, you're getting thousands of people that come down there. If your business isn't doing well during an event where you have thousands of people downtown, it's not the event that's the problem. It's the business that's not engaged. And so the more the business gets engaged and embraces things like that, and they're not often, once in a while you have that. If you embrace that, you're going to do really well, because the ones that embrace when I've had businesses, the events downtown, the ones that have done well during these events are the ones that embrace it, and they set up things and they do things and they figure out ways to attract people to come in there. So, and the ones that say that they don't do well, then maybe they need to get more engaged, because a lot of times you can't just sit behind your counter and hope people come in when there's thousands of people going up and down the street. You need to have something to attract them too. And the ones that do it well, and they do really well. So cruise night's a good example. The businesses that do well during cruise night that are non-restaurants are the ones that are engaged.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that don't do well, I see it walking up and down. They just sit in their business.
Well, and there's some businesses that close down,
or they close down.
They shut,
yeah. So whenever there's events like these happening, whether it's downtown or anywhere that's near other businesses, they need to figure out a way how to get engaged with it and be part of it instead of being the one that's going to push against it. Because my belief is, if you're bringing thousands of people downtown, how is that bad for a community?
Right.
How is that bad?
Yeah. The other thing that we forget about is the downtown is not the only retail that's taking place.
No, not at all.
And unfortunately, more and more attention gets taken away from all the other retail, and more attention gets brought on to the downtown. And I get that that's kind of like the iconic place for Santa Paula.
Yeah.
But as a chamber and as a city, we can't forget that there's a lot of other businesses.
No, there's a ton of other
don't exist down there.
Yeah, you got the whole Harvard district, which your business is on too. That's a hub. It's a business district, but there's still opportunity to do other things within this area.
Yeah,
too.
They have retail shopping malls or strip malls.
Yeah, I mean, any city that's got a downtown, that's usually the focal point for a lot of it. That gets tourists coming in. Once tourists come in, then they can explore what the rest of the city is. And that's where a chamber or a city has got to do a good job, is like when people come here, they want to know what else there is to do. And that's where we got to get better at getting information to people.
Right.
And to get them to know, hey, you know what? There's a magic shop. Hey, there's a car dealer down over here. Hey, there's this business down here. There's that business down there. There's great restaurants that are on Harvard Boulevard or on some of the offshoot streets as well, too. We don't do a good job as a community to help promote that.
Yeah.
We
and it's there are businesses like the rail cars and our escape rooms and things like that attract people from the outside to come in. And then once we get them here, we send them to the downtown. So we got to think broader than that.
Yeah.
The downtown is important, but so isn't all of our other establishments.
Yeah. And I know when we were in the chamber, I always advocated for, it's not about just downtown. It's about the entire community. We have to think larger. Yes, downtown is a focal point. Yes, the chamber is downtown now, but it's not the only thing. I mean, there's only 70 businesses downtown, and there's how many businesses in the community?
Right.
So there's a lot of other businesses you have to focus on too. And with the chamber, they've got many more members outside of downtown than they do in downtown. So that's something that they can't forget either.
Right.
So hopefully they can figure out how to embrace all of them and help support all of them.
And there's a lot of restaurants
restaurants. There's many more restaurants that are outside of downtown too,
Right.
and that they've got to support as well. And the city, it's not just the chamber. The city's got to also figure out with partnerships to try and figure out how to support all the business. That's been a challenge for any city for years. It's like, how do we attract people to the community, and how do we get them to know everything about the city, not just one sector?
And that's kind of why we decided to do what we did with the show, is to move into more of a regional format, because it's important to think about the whole valley. And when the valley wins, we all win.
Yeah. And I've always been that person to do a regional approach, and it just hasn't worked out over the years. But we are better off doing as a regional approach, because there's 3 small communities that can't sustain by themselves. So you need to have them all work together.
Right.
And so I'm glad we're doing this now. We're expanding into a wider net of who we are, because Fillmore does great things. Pyro is doing some awesome things right now too. And we need to figure out how to highlight all those as a group here. Santa Paula still does great things too, and they're going to continue to do great things.
I mean,
too, but
obviously,
it's
Santa Paula is kind of the leader.
yeah,
of the
exactly.
pack.
Yeah.
We have the largest population.
Correct.
But I look at the retail that's in Fillmore.
Yeah.
Just because the 126 runs
Right
through them.
Mhm.
And so that's, they're not, those retail stores aren't there because of the population of Fillmore. They're there because of what drives by.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they have a struggling downtown as well.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out how to get people to make that
They're-
turn and go
they have a
downtown.
gorgeous downtown.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely gorgeous
There's-
downtown.
Awesome shops down there, good restaurants, but they face the same challenges. Like with here, we have the freeway. People driving the freeway, they have to get off the freeway to go to Santa Paula.
Right.
Fillmore, you're going through the business district, but if you want to see downtown, you actually have to get off that highway to go look.
Right.
Same thing with Pyro.
Right.
So that's a tough one.
Yeah. And Pyro, one of the struggles that we have there is they have all those new homes that were built right off the 126. And so people leave their home and they go onto the freeway instead of going inward to see that they have this nice coffee shop. They have a pizza place. They have a couple Mexican restaurants. They have a store. So none of them are venturing in.
Yeah.
I'll bet you none of them have even driven down that way.
No, because if you're going to the lake, there's that other turn that you can go.
Yeah.
You can bypass the whole downtown with that too.
Yeah.
Pyro would be great if they could figure out how to. Use the Pyro turn as the alternate, but have the main road go through Fillmore, or at least market it that way, where anybody that's going to the lake should stop in or at least cruise by and check out what Pyro's got to offer too. But Pyro's a growing area. It's going to take a few years before they really get to where they need to be. There's still some shops that need some help, and they're gonna, hopefully get some more restaurants or businesses there too. So they're a few years away, I think, from really, really having a great impact on that whole community. But I mean, you look at them even 2 years ago or a year ago, look how much they've improved.
So the other thing they did at City Council is they had the police department report and the first quarter report. The city financially is actually looking pretty good right now. The finance director was talking about how she actually gets to give them good news this time because there's surpluses in a lot of the revenue that they're getting. So that's good news. Crime is down overall. There's been a few things that have went up in stats, but like one of the ones was car thefts. But apparently one person left the car running while they ran inside. Another person left the keys. I can't tell you how many times I left the car running on my van, hoping that somebody would steal it. And nobody has.
You're trying to be a statistic and you can't.
It's just like, look, steal this one.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's going to happen. I mean, every community, they're going to have certain things that come up and other things that go down. So overall, I think the police department's doing a fantastic job.
They are.
And they've got a lot of good new officers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went through the renovations and took a look at what they did, and
They've done a great job with it.
a really good job.
Yeah.
And we're putting a video together that will highlight all of that.
And that's only phase one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a whole other. I mean, when I was in there the other day, I mean, you can see everything's all brand new, and then you go to the other section. Okay, this is the next phase thing.
Yeah.
But it looks, the entry. If you haven't been there, you go to the entry. It's so cool. You see that, and then our department really needed that. Really needed an upgrade. I mean, that building's probably since the 50s.
Yeah.
So it's old brick building still, or cinder block building. So, but yeah, it's looking really good, and I'm glad because the officers deserve that.
So our show sponsor is Athens Services. They did their recycling,
Their awards.
So there were two businesses that won that. One of them was, oh my gosh, I'm gonna draw a blank here.
Foster Freeze was
Foster Freeze. That was one, and then
the library.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Why'd
you leave me hanging?
I see your brain the hamster was turning. So yeah.
So the other thing that went up, I guess, in the police was the DUIs. But I think one of that is, and Tim is saying, with the dispensary, that's only going to go up.
Yeah.
But one of the things too, I think, is that the police officers are being more aware of these types of things, and so people that would normally get away with it, that are able to drive home and not get caught, are starting to get caught.
Yeah.
So
that's a tough one for people, and for the, if the city's going to have to really think about if they're going to bring this cannabis thing back.
Yeah.
So that's, I could see them bringing it to maybe a public vote again, or to do that, but you don't know. I mean, it'll be, hopefully they'll do something about it for next year.
One of the arguments is that with Tim was that the boat has sailed.
Oh yeah.
And I can totally see that.
Yeah.
And it's just like these pop-up vendors, there's so much restrictions. There's so many hoops that you have to jump through. There's so much red tape. The costs, it ends up where you almost force a business to go, okay, how can we kind of get around this and divert it and, find a loophole or do something that, under the radar, because it's too expensive to do business in California.
Yeah. That's why I think you see a lot more home-based businesses, and those are like side businesses, because maybe that's their second job. They have a regular job and their second job is a home-based business.
Right.
They have a hobby and they're turning it into a business that potentially could be a future brick and mortar business.
Yeah.
But it's risky for
we have a hobby. It's called a magic shop, and it should have stayed as a hobby.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, if you're, especially in today's world, you're trying to start a business, and that's a big leap to go into a brick and mortar building, hoping that you're going to survive and do, especially as for a small business. That's a challenge. So a lot of people are doing they're doing home-based businesses first, kind of get the field, get a following using social media, and with the hopes that eventually they will become a brick and mortar. And that's happened. There's been some businesses here. Good examples, E&D Boutique. They started as a pop-up business, and look at where they are now.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. Look at
Nice.
They're one of the biggest success stories from a pop-up to a brick and mortar.
Oh yeah.
And
huge.
And that was kind of, when I was with the chamber, that was kind of my goal. It's like, okay, we have a good example here. Let's keep bringing people up and trying to get them to go into some, especially these empty buildings and stuff.
Right.
To try and find some people, but it hasn't materialized. I mean, we've had challenges with COVID and all the other stuff, so it's kind of set it back. But that's how you're going to see these brick and mortar businesses come about, is because a lot of these, especially when it's in retail, not restaurants, it's a lot of them that are trying it first to see if they can get a following. So, because if you look at even these pop-up events, you look at a lot of the businesses that participate, they're all Santa Paula based businesses. A lot of them are. Probably 80% of them, if not more, are Santa Paula based businesses that have business licenses. So, so I think as a community or as a city or chamber or wherever, they can work with these businesses and try and get them into some of these brick and mortars, so it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's, I battled it for years doing it. Just trying to help us get people to do that, take that leap. And when people are ready, they're going to do it, but you can't force anybody.
No. And these are really scary times. Restaurants are suffering.
Yeah.
Small businesses are suffering.
Yeah.
There's so much uncertainty with the government. I mean, that's something that needs to change. They need to be fined. They need to not be able to get paid. They need to stay in Washington until they get this settled.
Exactly.
The fact that they still get their checks is just dumbfounding to me.
You take one check away from them and they'll settle that same day.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
And the fact that they can travel, it's like, no, you stay in Washington until you get your business done.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a freaking vote, and it's not to a point. It's like, just open the government and then just start negotiating from that point.
Yeah.
Because that's how it's going to end up being that way anyway. They're just going to open it up and then they'll start talking terms. It's like, so you waited almost 40 days now to do this, So, it is a scary time for people in this area, anywhere really. So you're preoccupied. What are you reading?
Tim's firing some stats to me.
Oh, okay. All right. He had his 10 minutes yesterday.
Yeah,
Come
I
on
know.
now. Come on. You know, we got to give him more time now, I guess.
know.
20 minutes with Tim. There you
Yeah.
go. So,
All
yeah.
right. So what's going on in Fillmore?
Fillmore has their holiday or Christmas parade. That's going to be December 6th. And that is at, I think it's 10 a.m.
Is
downtown.
that a Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay.
It's traditionally the first Saturday in December. The Santa Paula's is always the first or last Saturday in November. And then because Santa Paula kicks off the holiday season.
So this year our parade's going to be on Friday, Black Friday.
Yeah, we got moved to Friday.
And so so it seems like we have the Santa Paula parade that kind of kicks it off.
Mhm.
Then Fillmore does their parade, and then the following weekend on the 13th, Piru does their parade.
Yeah. So 3 weeks.
I think it's cool that all three small cities are doing parades.
Yeah, and it's been that way forever. I mean, Santa Paula's always, well, up until this year, has always been the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we kind of broke tradition, you know, and then and I wasn't fully in agreement with it. It's hard to break 74 years of tradition, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But Santa Paula's always been the kickoff parade in the county.
So how many? Because I don't think Ventura does a parade.
Yeah, they do a parade.
They do?
They used to do
Okay.
it through downtown, and now they do it a little more east.
Oh, okay.
And they do it kind of like where that cemetery park is and all that area.
Yeah.
So that's where I think they do the parade that way, and it ends at the downtown. I think now.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how they moved it around that way. But Ventura used to have a great parade.
All right.
So,
I never hear it advertised.
and I know Oxnard, maybe they're not doing it now. I don't know, but Oxnard I know is doing one on the 13th as well, and I think Camarillo does one. I want to say either the following week or the week before that. The same. Fillmore does one that's the same as another city, so I think it might be Oxnard or something like that. But
So they're a lot of the cities are still doing parades. So.
oh yeah, they're
Okay.
still doing them. But Santa Paula is usually the kickoff, you know, because we're still kind of in November when we do it. So,
Right.
But it's a cool parade. You know, we have a really cool parade here in town.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, in 75 years. And it's the only night parade.
for now, it's the only night parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be on Black Friday. Then we have December 6th for Fillmore and December 13th. And I would encourage everybody to go to all three.
Yeah, and they're all on Facebook. So even if you want to enter all three parades, I think that's where you can find all the information.
Yeah.
I know I saw Fillmore's today, and you know we saw it, and there's a QR code. I think you just scan and you can get your application and stuff too. But yeah, I usually get a lot of the same clubs. Like here, you get some of the car clubs that'll do all three, or you'll get like the antique cars that'll come in and do all that stuff. The Topa Flywheelers, I think they do a few of the parades as well. So. But yeah, there's nothing like a hometown parade.
Yeah.
Cool little hometown parade.
Yeah. And so we'll be streaming Santa Paula's.
Oh, you are going to stream?
Yeah.
It? Okay.
And so so that will be available. And I should offer Fillmore and Piru if they want
Yeah.
to stream their parades.
Yeah.
So
At least Pyro. I know Pyro, you got in on that one.
I
So,
kind of do.
yeah. So you should do that. So yeah, it's amazing. We're getting into the holiday months. I think I saw yesterday or the day before, they said it's 50 days until Christmas. I was like, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
So
nuts.
yeah, this
Time's
year's
gone
gone by
by
quick.
Yeah, it's going way too fast.
Yeah. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens this holiday season. Hopefully it's a good season. You know, people shop small, you know, they support small businesses in all three communities and stuff. It's, you know, the more money you spend at those stores, the more it gets regenerated into the community. I think I read something recently where for every $63 you spend, out of $100 you spend in small business, $63 that gets reinvested into the community in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, nice.
Whether it's through they go buy something to eat, you know, they're donating to a nonprofit, they're, you know, different things, you know, paying their employees. That and then turn, you know, I think I read somewhere it said that one of the employees will go get a haircut and they have a local barber, so they're investing money in there. So it just gets recirculated, because when you order like through online and it's outside of your community, you don't know where that money's going to go.
No,
But at least you know that
not going to Santa Paula.
60% of the money you invest within the community gets recirculated within that community. So always advocate to shop local and shop small and support.
So I have a social media campaign that I did, because we all talk about supporting our small businesses,
Mhm.
and people look at it as, okay, well, we'll go in and we'll shop there and whatever.
Mhm.
But supporting a small business can actually be a lot easier than that and a lot cheaper.
Mhm.
When you subscribe or you follow a small business and you like and you comment and you share their posts,
That helps.
that is actually a tremendous
Mhm.
help
Yeah.
to that business.
Mhm.
So if there's a business that you're particularly fond of and you want to support them,
Mhm.
you don't have to support them financially. You can support them by interacting with their posts. And that will go a long, long ways.
I know a lot of people ask, like, my wife and I were out of town over the last week, and we went to we did all small businesses, which is cool. And they all asked for like a review. Some of them, a restaurant, give a review on whether it's one of the platforms they
Right.
do that. So how does that affect them? If you say you give a good review, how far does that help them?
The better your reviews, Google's gonna consider that in your ranking because Google wants to provide you with the best possible options when you do a search.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of factors that go into that, and one of those is in consideration. If you have a low star rating, or not much of anything at all, then Google's going to give priority to those businesses that are 4.8, 4.9, 5.0.
So what's better, reviews on Google or like the other platforms like Yelp or TripAdvisor that ask for those reviews? What has the biggest impact on a business?
It kind of varies because if you're in Yelp searching for a restaurant or a business of some type, then obviously the Yelp reviews are going to have the biggest impact there. And same thing with TripAdvisor. But when you're just doing a generalized search, I think Google's going to have the biggest impact.
Yeah, because most of the time, because when we're out of town, I was looking on the internet. Okay, well, best this or that or whatever, and or top this or that, top restaurant, and I did it through Google,
Right.
and it ranked everybody.
Right.
But then when I did it on Yelp and TripAdvisor, it was totally different.
Right.
So it's just like, so which one would have the biggest impact?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And unfortunately, some of those businesses do things based on what your financial contribution is to their organization.
Yeah.
That gets you priority.
Mm.
And so, obviously Google gets money for ads and they give those priority. But they also tell you that they're showing where they are because they were paid for.
Mm.
Whereas all these other ones are organic, they earn their spot.
Yeah.
Which is why most people trust the organic ones because they didn't buy it, they earned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
That's what you're seeing on Instagram and
Yeah.
Facebook and TikTok and all these other ones. That's
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of the engagement is those platforms like that,
Oh yeah.
especially today's generation. Huh?
And it's so important to engage in those posts. Don't just look at them.
Mhm.
If it's a business you're really passionate about or you want to help support, even a simple like, just don't look at it. Engage with it.
Mhm.
So
Like, share, whatever.
what else we have going on?
What else we have going on?
We have Small Business Saturday. That's going to be
coming up
the day after the parade.
the Saturday after, day after the parade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't believe we're already at Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
So
At Thanksgiving, and then before that we have Veterans Day coming up.
yes,
So I don't know if there's anything. Is there anything in the community? I think the cities or the
there's a
ceremony, right?
an event going in at the Veterans Park.
Veterans Park. Yeah, that's what they
Yes.
normally do. That's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Fillmore does one too on the same day too. I don't know where they do theirs, but they do theirs also.
Okay.
There, and I don't know if Pyro does anything as well. They might. So, but yeah, so there's an event going on. I think it's at like 10 in the morning in Santa Paula. So we got that. We can't forget about that.
No,
That's important. I know there's a
my
banner.
son is a veteran.
Okay, there's a banner. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where was he? Which?
Army.
Oh, it's okay.
You knew Jake was in that.
You might have told me.
He was
Yeah.
top. He's in top secret stuff.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
if I need
I
him-
can't say anything because they'll kill him or kill me.
So if I need something, I know under the radar, I can maybe.
No. This kid is so straight laced because he's so afraid of his losing his credentials. He will not speed. If the speed limit is 50 miles an hour and you get behind Jake, you're going 50 miles an hour.
Wow, good man.
So
Good for him. Good for him.
yeah, if he gets any kind of a traffic violation,
Mhm.
he'll be disciplined, and
Oh,
if he gets any kind of a conviction of anything,
yeah.
he's done.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
good for him.
pretty strict with that.
Good for him. Yeah.
So,
That's nice. You should. You don't have do you have a banner downtown for him?
no.
You should have a banner downtown on all the banners that they have around Veterans Park.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can do that for you have family members that are in the service at that time.
Oh,
Yeah, you should.
I
look
thought
at
they
that.
were deceased.
No, those are all current active people.
Yeah, it's just my son Jake.
Well, still, you got to honor the guy. You
Yeah.
know, come on, he's out there protecting your rights here.
Yeah, he
Come
doesn't
on.
honor me. What the heck?
Well, come on, be a good dad. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of everybody's in holiday mode now. Yeah, they really are. November 1st becomes holiday mode. So, there's a lot of things going on in the whole county. There's a lot of things happening.
By the way, I do want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Just as a buyer beware or a customer service advisory.
Okay.
If you do anything in Yelp, like you claim your profile, or you start to clean up your profile and you're doing things like that, you touch it and you are going to get inundated with phone calls
Oh
to sell you on their ads.
God.
Inundated.
Yeah.
I had so many experiences with it. They were horrible. And I finally got somebody who actually seemed like decent. And so I said, you know what? I'll give you a shot. All I can afford is $250. I can't do any more than that. $500. They hit me with all these other fees and everything else like that.
Wow.
And I'm like, I told you that this can't go over $250.
Yeah.
And so Tim wants Jake to shine for his contributions.
Yes.
Jake does shine. Jake is a curly hair, blonde haired kid with blue eyes.
You don't talk.
The sun shines on him all the time.
Well, we should talk about him more.
Jake?
Hmm.
I won't on the air, because if I tell you the things he did in high school,
Well, but that's different.
oh my God.
Come on, he's a man now. You don't tell me you didn't do any.
I was a
questionable
good
things in
kid.
high school.
I didn't do much of anything. in high
Oh,
school.
right. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. We've all done dumb stuff in our younger
Yeah.
days. Come on.
Well,
He
did some really dumb stuff.
that doesn't matter. Look where he is now.
I know.
He's protecting and
Totally
serving
turned
for
his
us.
life around.
Exactly, and that's what you always hope that.
Yeah,
And so,
he's a good kid.
yeah.
He's not a kid anymore.
We got to get him on the air.
You want to get him on there?
Get him on the air,
Okay.
and he can tell us his stories of growing up and how his dad took care of him and treated him and stuff.
We can do that.
Yeah, we'll see where
We'll
that
call
goes.
him on the day after Veterans
There
Day.
you go. Say, hey, we're gonna have an on-air conversation here. Let's see what really happened.
Yeah.
So
All right. We'll do a full tell-all. So,
But
all right. Well,
anyways.
we are like 10 minutes over time here. So,
That's all right. It's
you got
all good
anything
stuff.
else you want to say?
No, not right now. You're gonna fire me with questions, but I guess there's no more questions. So
Well, I think we covered
covered almost everything.
everything that
yeah.
you wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
I covered my supporting the small businesses.
Yeah. Small businesses, and so don't forget about
I'm glad to see your drunken views are.
yeah, you took them down.
Are
We still
gone.
need our poster. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
We're lagging on a
I
poster.
ran out of canvas.
Flipping around the other side. We'll just hand draw it or something. Yeah.
So-
No, there's. Just get out and about. I mean, there's so much negative in the world right now. Let's just get out and do stuff.
Yeah.
And support local as best you can. And not just this valley, but I mean everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of. Now that I don't have my role with the chamber, I'm going around more into the other cities and stuff. There's a lot of great businesses in the county.
There are.
A lot of great businesses, and we just got to embrace all those too.
The one thing about the valley, that it has charm.
More charm than anywhere, I think, in the county as a whole.
Tim is saying that he's lucky they didn't have camera phones when he was in high school.
Oh, I don't know if I could hang out with Tim in high school. That's probably, yeah, okay. Seriously, get in trouble on that
I
one.
know.
Okay, no.
But yeah, no, there's I think the valley it has charm. you feel like you've kind of left the city life, and you got all this agriculture, I can't say it today,
Okay.
surrounding you. You got the mountains. It's just got a really cool, relaxing, calm vibe.
Yeah, it really is.
So,
Yeah, I mean that's we were out of town and we actually saw another small town like that actually had that same kind of feel to it, which is cool. It was surrounded by fields and all that stuff, and so they're all out there,
Yeah.
But in the county, that's probably the one area that collectively the valley here has got that charm.
yeah,
Ojai, it's a city. They got a lot of that stuff too. It's a different vibe, but
right.
collectively the valley has this cool vibe and stuff. But there's other great cities in the valley. I mean, in the county too.
There, but it's Voices of the Valley, not Voices of the County.
I get that. So I get that. So, but we're also got to be supportive of our neighbors too.
We do.
Yeah, because our neighbors are just as important. So we gotta show some love around the county.
I will tell you that we are all in this together, and we are all going to leave the world the same way. And while we're here, we might as well do the best we can to make a positive impact on this world, because right now there's a lot of crap that's being dished out. And there's some horrible tragedies that are happening, like the UPS plane crash. Thank God it didn't go into a more dense populated area
easily.
Yeah, but there's just a lot that people are dealing with, and you're being inundated by negative speech and hate, and
social media.
It's everywhere. You can't get away from it.
Television, it's just all negative.
So for Thanksgiving, unplug for the day. Just totally unplug and be there with your family, your friends, whoever you happen to celebrate it with, and don't even touch that damn device.
Yeah. But everybody's gonna be sitting there just staring at each other because they're not gonna know what to say or do.
Yeah, I know, because they normally text each other
exactly.
across the table.
But that's a great lesson for people to do that.
Yeah,
just everybody just how they do in some secured areas. Just put your phone in a box, they lock it, you don't get it back till you're done.
Yeah,
that
would be fun.
Maybe we should
they come into the house and it's like, okay,
we should invent a box that does that for the households.
Yep.
Mom and dad have the code and they just
it's on a timer. Once you lock it, you can't open it for another 24 hours.
Well, problem is mom and dad would be the ones on their phone too, so oh, that's great. You just drop your phone in and then it shoots out the box 24 hours later. Oh, this world would just freaking flip out. It would flip out. So that's a good idea. I mean, even let's start with just dinner, Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
Give it an hour, 2 hours, and just build it up from there. That's all you got to do.
Oh, so Tim said two things. One, amen to that. And two, if he can be less negative, anyone can.
I know.
And that was an explanation point.
Yes. Yeah. Tim,
so
we have to change the segment then,
Yeah. Tim is like making people, the city is going, wait a minute. Aliens took Tim Eubanks and switched him out with another body. So,
well, it's good for him.
So what's cool is nobody knows what to do now, because it's like they're used to the old Tim, and now they got this new Tim, and they're like deer in the headlights. How do we address this?
Isn't that part of our master plan?
Yeah, conquer.
No, but I appreciate what he's doing right now and how he's bringing that positivity, and I think that hopefully that catches on with a lot of people too, because you can still get your point across and do it, in a different way, and I think he's doing it the right way right now. So.
All right, I will say though, 10 minutes for Tim. I would like a little stirring of the pot. I mean,
well, yeah, you got to have the stirring of the pot.
Yeah, I don't want it to be,
Well, remember, I'm a free agent now, so I could stir it up a little more.
Yeah, you can.
So if you just ask me the right questions,
I want Tim to stir it up. I like the way he stirs it up.
Tim's got the knack better than I do.
Yeah,
I'll I'll criticize people, but in a nicer way,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah,
Yeah. So just remember that, Tim. We want a little bit of that that angst.
maybe once a quarter or once a month where we have them come in and just, you know, embody
Fire it up.
that old way of doing it. And then at the end, you know, we let him out when he's nice again. you know.
Yeah. Well, we just we can't bleep them though, so you gotta stay within boundaries.
So we just lock him in the room here for 24 hours, and then he'll be and then do the show.
I'll fire it up.
I'll fire it up.
All right.
Yeah. No food, no water. Well, he's got plenty.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's doing that anymore.
No,
either.
no. But
So-
keep the fridge full of water. There. you
Yeah.
go.
All right. So, anyways, next week we are going to be meeting with the fellows.
Mhm.
So we're going to have a full studio.
Good.
And I also encouraged Tim to invite his Fillmore friend to come down and just do one show, try it out, see what it feels like.
Mhm.
And so hopefully we'll get that started.
Yeah, we do need some interaction from people in Fillmore Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good to get them.
I'm going to talk with Ken about Pyru,
Mhm.
and we'll see if we can't.
We should have
get
his wife come in.
train
Yeah,
rolling.
Have her come in.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's serving on the board for the Boys and Girls Club.
Is
with
she?
me. Yeah, she's great.
Pistol or
Oh yeah, I think it'd be great to have a conversation with her.
yeah.
She's very well, very knowledgeable about everything that's going on, and just good to talk to.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah, I think her better than Ken. I think I'd prefer to talk to. her.
Yeah.
Ken's good too, but
Yeah.
I think Betty Lou's the key to all this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Betty Lou controls the house.
similar to your wife and my wife too, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's true with everybody. All right. That concludes our show. 45 minutes, not bad.
No, not bad at all.
We had a lot to say. With that, we will see you all next week. In the meantime,
Camera's still on me.
oh, why is it on you? What happened to me?
Yeah, I've been on.
Have
the-
you been on the whole time?
Yeah,
And I haven't been here.
I haven't seen you
No, I was there for a little
for a
while.
little bit. Something happened. You hit something.
Yeah.
You put your arm down. I think it switched.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you-
great.
You've been off camera for like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why we have more viewers now than
There
we
you
did
go.
before.
Yep.
So, all right, everybody stay safe, stay positive. It's tough to do, but try to do it anyways, and stay connected.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.